everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Successful Woman's Mindset. My name is Galit Ventura Rosen. I am co-founder of Everyday Woman TV and a business coach. As you know, my favorite thing in the whole world is to showcase women from all over the world that are making a difference and really are heart-centered and focus on servicing others. I'm excited today to introduce to you Sabrina Protic.
Hi, Galit. It's so nice to be on this program. I've been following you and watching you, so I feel honored to be here with you. Everyday woman.
Yay. And we've been connected now for a few years. You're also another woman that I've had the pleasure to really bond with online.
Yes.
We haven't met each other in person. We'll be changing that soon. And I love that I'm able to feel like, oh, let's have Sabrina on the show. Oh, I have somebody to refer to Sabrina. And I know you do the same thing every day. And it just makes it really fun. One of the things I really push is collaboration and connections. And you definitely embody that. And I love that. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome. I'm happy to be here and also to be connected with your audience, because you have a tremendous audience of women leaders, successful women. So shout out to them.
Yes, for sure. For all of those watching and listening today, I'm going to share a little bit about Sabrina, and then we're going to jump right into an amazing topic that I am very passionate about. It's actually growing your assets. I wanted to say it right. Growing your assets. As you know, we'll be talking about that later in great detail, that loves the idea of diversity and really diversifying your assets and not putting all your eggs in one basket. So we'll be covering that today. Sabrina is a timeless, inspirational business strategist. She's an author, a motivational speaker, a financial coach, a wife, mother, and grandmother. I don't even know how you're a grandmother. That's just crazy. Who loves educating and empowering her community as a licensed world-class financial coach and certified life coach. She's the author of Growing Ageless, which we'll be talking about today. Think Young, Live Younger. She's collaboratively authored Top 25 Changemakers, Keep Smiling, Dose of Hope, and international bestseller Wellness for Winners, and the book I read or read, depending on how you want to say it. She's also the COO and co-host of international streaming live Thriving Women Talk on E360 TV. I love that. I love that we keep having each other on each other's shows.
Yes,
we've been doing this for years, and you spotlighted my book, and now I'm spotlighting yours. And so let's jump right in. I know we have a lot to cover in a short period. Let's first jump into, why are you so passionate about teaching people how to grow their assets?
Well, because I found myself not having any at the tender age. Well, I'll just go ahead and share. I had a career of 41 years in corporate America, and that was my main source and really own source of income, the only source of income I had. And so I had the basic. I had an income, I had a savings account, and a checking account, and a 401k. In comes the pandemic, and I lose the job. I lost the income. I did not have multiple streams of income. So really that job owned me. That income owned me. And it was when I got a wake-up call that I wasn't growing my assets, that I had not diversified myself financially, and therefore I was not financially prepared for this thing we call life. And I realized the need to do that. I know, Galit, you do that because you have some investments in different pockets, but I had kind of gotten comfortable with employment. So as I'm reemerging myself and coming out of this and taking some things into my own hands, I realized, because I love people, why just save myself? I need to help and lead others so that they don't find themselves, when a disaster comes along, the unexpected comes along, their pockets are inside out. They have nothing. So I went back and I got my license in financial services. I'm like, my tender age, I'm going back to school. Galit, is it ever too late to learn? Can you learn it?
Never. I'm one of those people that wants to learn every single day for the rest of my life. So I love that you did that you found this passion and you recognize through your own experience, wait, stop. I could go and I could cry in the corner of my closet and, oh my gosh, I gave 40 years of my life and I have nothing. I mean, of course, but no, we say nothing. I have nothing. Yeah. And no, I'm going to stop. I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to teach others how they don't have to ever be in the position that you were in. So that's something for me that's so passionate. Myself, I'm very passionate about that because I do believe that we live in a society where we get comfortable with that check and we think it's going to be there forever. And
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina, I know so many people just like you that went through similar situations with two people in the household, both lost their jobs in that 2020 crisis.
Mm,
And then they had to sell their house and figure out what to do. And it
mm.
was devastating. So you're making, between the two of you, you're making a high six figures a year, and then it's gone.
And then you're like, what do I do? What do I do? And I regathered myself, and I didn't want to just tell a story. I'm telling a story, but I wanted to have some mastery behind it because I could go out
Yes.
coaching about it, but never got a license. You charge people money to coach, but I wanted to have a license so I could effectively make the change. So I could help them make the change that they needed to do. So that's what I
Not just
did.
teach them, but also go into the details of
Yes.
how you can help them. And I want to jump into that. What are some of the steps that we can share with people before we jump into the logistics of not just the coaching piece that you do, but also, hey guys, let's sit down and look at a full picture of where you're at and where you want to be, which I
I
love
love that.
that.
I love that. So I
Yeah,
read a
it's one of
book
my
by
favorite things.
I love that. I read a book by Martha Adams, and there's a couple things that she mentions in there. Most of us are on a make spend cycle. That means we
Okay,
make the money, we spend it. There's
right?
nothing in the middle. And you've got people making six figures that own a lot of things, but they don't have
Right,
much. That's that
right.
make spend cycle. And she teaches change that to earn, grow, and enjoy cycle. Meaning that you focus on earning your money. Remember, she didn't say make is employment, earning, and there's different ways that you can earn that income and then grow it by different. And we'll
Yes.
talk about the different ways you can grow your money. And then when you're ready to spend it, like you're going on a big trip, you have no
Yes,
regrets. You can pay cash
exactly.
for that trip, not credit card,
Yes.
right?
Woo!
You have
Sabrina's
no
talking about
regrets.
my trip.
You have no regrets. My husband and I, when we got married, we went to the DR. We paid cash, no credit cards. We paid cash, and
Yes.
that's the way you want. And we had no regrets. That money was earmarked for it, and it was surplus because we had
Yes.
planned for it. That's what we want to
Well, you
teach.
worked for it. You
We
worked
worked
for
for
it.
it. That's
You
right.
earned it. Sabrina's talking about my trip coming up in the summer where I'm going away for 2.5 weeks, just traveling. And I've never gone away that long. Being a mother of three, I never left them. And my youngest now is 18 and a half. So what Sabrina's talking about, good example is I work, I've got the money to pay, and that trip will be paid in full by the time I get back. Because if you're anything like me, I put things on a credit card to get the
I
points
do.
and it gets paid within 30 days. But every credit card is paid in full every month by me because I don't spend money I don't have. And that's one of the problems that we have in society is, oh, I have a credit card. And then that interest eats them alive. So I'm going to let Sabrina jump
And
in
they'll
and some
never
more.
pay it
So,
off. And I want to
yes.
validate what you said too. I use credit cards as a financial protection when I'm traveling.
Yeah,
I don't really like to carry all this cash, so I will put it on a
exactly.
credit card as well. There's also merchant protection in case something's not quite right with your charges.
Yes.
So it is a protection, but
Yes.
pay that baby off when when that bill rolls in. But she has the cash set aside for it. So we've got to change our mindset on our money. It's your
Yes.
money talk, your money
Yes.
language. Now, let's talk about income for a minute, Galit. There's three different types of income.
Okay.
There's a quick education on that.
I love
There's
that.
active income. That's what you and I do. We actively work for what we're doing. We
Yes.
coach, we may go to work, we may have it, but it requires some physical activity on our part to earn that income. So all of us,
Of
most of us
course.
have active income. Let's understand what that is. Living expenses, whatever. Then there's passive income. I know you have passive income. I
Yes.
established
Thank you.
passive income once I realized what I need to do. And that's part of my coaching, teaching you to set up passive income. Good examples of passive income can be uh, putting capital, being an angel investor or an investor into a company,
Yes.
having an affiliate link for something, right? You don't do
Yes.
anything that links out there. You share it. You get money in the door. Maybe you've
Okay.
invested in some type of company, and but you don't do anything, or rent.
It
Rent,
makes you money without you actually putting in work hours, correct,
right?
Sabrina?
No work
So real
hours.
estate might be that.
Real estate, well, collecting the rent. So
Okay,
there's two
right,
sides to the real estate. So we're going to
right,
go
right, right.
collecting
Very
the rent.
familiar.
That's passive income. And we rented for a couple of years. That check came in every month,
Yes,
superseded the mortgage payment. The rest was passive income. So that's
right.
passive income. Now you're earning this income not to spend it. We don't want to be make spend, want to make grow. So we want to take
Okay,
and do something with that money. So now we've got two buckets of income. The third is called your portfolio income. Galita, I know you have portfolio income. I do too. Portfolio income is when you combine these things. That might be royalties, if you've written a book, or you cut a record, or you have something out there where you got Gunsmoke playing even now, and somebody's getting royalties on that show. So that's
hmm,
royalty income is in that
okay,
passive. Investments, real estate investment. Remember, I said there was two sides to your owning rental property. So now you might have 10 properties. They're inside your portfolio as your portfolio income. So understand you've got those buckets there that signify what you should have in there to set up your financial legacy and grow your assets. And again, investments are inside your portfolio. You may have different types of investments in there. You might
sure.
have mutual funds, you might have stocks, you might have bonds, capital gains. I want to flip back to a minute. Capital gains belong in your passive income.
Okay,
Okay, so that's where your capital gains go because you're not doing anything. So remember that cryptocurrency money that you're earning? Boom.
I
That's where the passive
got that
income.
too.
That I got that too. So and I know you were studying on that. That's where your passive income goes. But your cryptocurrency investments go into your portfolio. So when we
Okay,
look at what's my portfolio, I'll tell you my portfolio is I have real estate investment, I have stocks, I have bonds, I have crypto, I have retirement income set aside. So I've got about 7 different things going on inside my portfolio income that I never had when I was working
right.
because I didn't understand the value of having that. So now you're growing your assets because you have things that are working for you that you're not necessarily working for them, and they're earning you money while you sleep. You've heard people say, earn
Okay.
you money while you sleep.
Yeah, best thing. How much fun is that? Sabrina, I have to tell you, I have businesses like that where I went to San Diego a few weeks ago for about 3 nights with my boyfriend. And I wake up in the morning and I have an email that I made money. It's the best feeling
Nice. Isn't
ever.
that
I'm like,
nice?
babe, we made $500. Babe, we made $800. My boyfriend and I also have a business together. So that business is like that, where we don't have to do anything and we're on vacation and we just have to manage it. But it's so much fun to wake up and be like, I took 3 days off. I really didn't work and I'm still making
Yes.
money.
And people need to understand that that's out there. So I made a
Yes.
comment yesterday. I said, I have more money now than when I worked full time. And this guy says, you got more money. I said, well, let me just tell you this. Let me just tell you this. What I mean by that is I'm retaining more money now than I did when I was working.
Yeah, it's not coming and going out and coming and going out. I personally, and no knocking anyone that is, I'm personally not a material person. I prefer travel. So everyone has the things that they love. So I always have money for the things that I love to do. Mine is not buying things. Mine is experiences. But there are people out there that want to have an RV and want to have a trailer and want to have a beach house. That's great too. It's possible. We're not saying don't have those things. We're just saying don't have those things in place of a secure financial future.
There you go. Don't let it
Yeah.
own you. And the way I say
Yes.
that is you can determine ownership by this one simple thing. If you take it away and your life's over, it owns you. You see, if you take it away and your life's over and devastated, it owns you. I've got so
Yes.
many different streams of income, and so do you, that if one of them is gone, I
No,
still can
I'm
live
good.
and breathe and
Yep.
eat and sleep and even go out to dinner and everything else. So nothing
Yes.
owns me
You don't
that
have to
way.
stress when there's an economic change or a crisis, or you don't freak out when the country shuts down for 8 weeks. You're like, okay, I'm good. I don't have to freak out. Everybody should strive to be in that place, if anything, because it's so much less stress than, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose everything because of this, or oh my gosh, I have no way to put food on the table because of this. So I love that you're talking about this, and I love that you're sharing. What else should we share with everybody?
Well, just your money mindset. So we've got those things down in terms of establishing that. Now, the second thing I'm going to talk about is retirement. Now, people,
Okay.
you're talking to a 30-year-old, retirement. I'm not. Well, let me ask you a question, 30-year-old. How long do you want to work? Do you want to work till you're 40, 50, 60, 70? Because you may not want to work until you're 60. You might
Right.
want to start working when you're 40. My brother retired at age 50. So it's not that far off. So if you got that 10-year window, what are you doing to set up income for yourself when you're ready to just simply stop? Some
Right.
people just want to get off the hamster. They want to stop. Even owning businesses, they want to stop. They just don't want to work anymore. So, and that bug will hit all of us at some point, Khalid. Let's just be honest. There'll be some point in their lives where you and I
Or
go, okay,
at least to the impact that you have a choice, right, Sabrina?
yes,
Excuse me. Some people like me and you, we love what we do, but there's a difference between having to work and choosing to work. And that's the key that I want to share, because I always say I'll never retire because I love what I do. But
yes.
there's a difference between the choice. My father is turning 72 years old, and he chooses to come into the office 4 hours a day, 4 days a week, because he loves the excitement and wants to work, but he doesn't have to work. And that's obviously the goal, is let me not have to work, where I'm not going to have food tomorrow or be able to pay my mortgage if I don't work.
And that's what I was referring to on the ownership,
I
because it
love
does
that.
not own him. And my mom, she retired
Exactly.
from the school system 33 years. And this woman went back and got a part time job and worked another 8 years for the county because she just wanted to keep her mind sharp,
Yes, it's
right?
good for you.
She
Yeah.
wanted to go somewhere every day, and that's what she did. And she still keeps her mind sharp. So we're not saying don't do anything, because an active mind is longevity. You've got,
Yes.
to
That's the
stay young.
mindset piece.
It's the mindset piece. You got to keep this thing turning. And that's what
Yeah,
keeps us young. It actually is a health protection to us.
it
But
really
we do
is.
also want to think about setting things up. So in my portfolio, I've set up some strategies so that I have quarterly, that's that passive quarterly income pay, commissions coming in that I'm earning. Also, I have a 3-year plan where some things are going to turn over. You know what I'm talking about? I'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
income from that. I've got five
Having
years.
that plan is
I
such a
got a
big
plan. That's
deal.
right. I've got
Yeah.
10 year. I got a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year of
Me
things that are going to
too. Me
cycle
too.
around. See, she's
Yeah.
with me on this.
Well, I know that certain things are going to hit. I've got some certain things that are hitting in 2 years. I've got certain things
There
that
you
are
go.
hitting in 5 years. And for us self-employed, we don't have a company that's putting money into a
401k.
retirement fund for us.
Right.
Thank you. I don't even know what it's called because I'm self-employed. And I think that that's the key, is I don't have someone putting, so I myself am putting that money in a sense, so I know, oh gosh, I'm good in 10 years. Oh gosh, I'm good in five
I
years.
love that.
And have multiple of those as well, because if
That's what I
something
do.
doesn't work out, I got a
That's
backup plan.
Girl, you know what? We're in alignment. Galit and I are so much in alignment. We had not had this conversation before the show.
No,
We are
no.
such an alignment. So you do want to have, that's called your self-funded retirement. So Galit has
Okay.
her self-funded retirement program set
Yes.
up, and have more than one, because I have more than one as well. You want to be protected here or there. And there are some that you will never lose money on. They're called retain your gain types of products. We're not going to go into products, but you won't ever lose any money, but you earn a little bit less. And there's some where you're potential to
Yes.
earn more, but there are risks where you may lose a little bit. And I want to tell you now, I am a licensed financial coach. I'm licensed in financial services. I do not have a securities license. Now, what does that mean? That means that any product that's going to be a financial risk to you, I cannot personally do that, but I have referral partners that do.
Right. You've got
I
a
have referral
team.
partners. We're a
Yeah.
team. We're a team. And with that being said, I'm going to put a warning out there. Be careful from taking advice from family and friends on investment things that are not licensed. If they're not licensed, they cannot offer you any protection if you lose your shirt. So that's why they have people that are licensed with securities license and investment products. Be very, very careful
Yeah,
in
check the
listening.
credentials, do your
Yeah,
homework,
do your
look for reviews, ask for their experience. Guys, you're giving people your money. Please don't
yes,
just give it freely. I always use the example as when we walk into a doctor's office, right? We assume that they've had experience, but ask them, how many surgeries have you done? How many people have you worked with in this area? It's okay to ask those questions, guys. Sometimes we think that we assume people are experts in their area and they're not.
and they're
So
not.
please, 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 there's so many stories, Sabrina. We won't go into that, of people that
Yes.
trusted people and then that money was gone. And we don't want that for anybody that's listening or watching. I love everything you shared. What I would love for you to do is, I would love for you to wrap up with a common friend of ours that we adore and love is having an amazing event, and we're both in the magazine the end of July. I'd love for you to talk about that, and then please share with everybody how they can get a hold of you to work with you to learn more about growing their assets.
Thank you so much, Galit. Janelle Harris, she's a mutual friend of ours, and she started a platform a couple of years ago called She Exists. It's a platform to elevate winners, women who have gone through a lot of things in their lives and they're unstoppable and they overcame and they made it. And so she provides that platform to elevate women, women who are doing really great things. And she came up with an idea to just go one step beyond that and to come up with a magazine. And you and I are both in the magazine. It's brand
We're
new.
so honored.
I am so
So
honored.
honored.
She is so excited, and this is why we're here. We're having a Met Gala event. That's what we're calling it, by invitation only. A Met Gala event in Tampa at a bistro here, and we're going to have an unveiling of the first 5 or 6 covers. So they're going to be on an easel and all covered, and then lift it up, and there you're going to see the cover. And I'm fortunate to
And
be.
when is that, Sabrina?
That's July 30th in Tampa. And again, it's by invitation only. And I'm so excited to be featured on one of those covers. And Galit, I
Yay.
believe you are in, what the Galit? I think you're in one of those. Can I
Oh
say
yeah,
that?
yeah. I'm actually in the issue that just came out.
Yes.
Is it May?
I believe you're in the May issue. So the way
Yeah.
this is working is the digital copies, some of the digital releases are out, but she's going to go to print, and these magazines will be on a newsstand near you before the year is out,
Yes.
and that's a major accomplishment. So we want to give a shout out to Janelle for that.
We
She
do.
Exists magazine coming to a newsstand near you, and we're excited about the gala.
So now tell everybody how they can get a hold of you and get in touch with you to learn more about growing their assets.
Thank you. You can find me on social media under my name, Sabrina Protic, and you see it
Right
there. Right
there.
there. It's a Serbian name. Not an easy name, but not too many of us out there. Sabrina Protic. So my website, sabrinaprotic.com. I made it simple. sabrinaprotic.com. Social media, Sabrina Protic. Look for me there. I'm on all platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I would love to connect with you, and we can talk more about growing your assets.
Perfect. Thank you, Sabrina. I love the topic that you discussed. I have not had anybody on, and I think I've interviewed at least 35 women just from the new show. And I have not had anybody talk about this topic, and I know how much it's going to give those that listen. We would love to hear from you guys. Please let us know if you enjoyed the show, what you learned. Please reach out to Sabrina and learn more. This is what she does. This is her passion. This is how she loves to give back to others, to prepare them for the unknown and to feel more secure. At the end of the day, money is something that we all need to survive. And it's a great way to be able to make sure it's always there. I mean, how nice would it be if money was always there for you guys? You're working your booties off. You might as well have something to turn around and take care of you later on if you ever need it. So thank you. Thank you. And those of you that are watching and listening, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of The Successful Woman's Mindset. My name is Galit Ventura Rosen, and we will see you soon. Bye.